before I go fucking off again, man.
I'm loving the black pill for BGS.
Y'all be easy, man. Yeah, I'm going to go grab that bottle, man, right now.
I'm loving BGS's black pill.
Peace out.
Oh man, it is so fucking awesome to hear Black Pill Man in these days, man. So awesome. I'm sorry, I'm not playing music today. We get down to the nitty gritty. I'm sorry. If BGS don't want to go in Black Pill, then I will. Oh man, is it worth it? I'm sorry. Though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, though I offer my body to be burnt, if I do it without charity, it offers me nothing. I'm sorry. There's going to be quite a few of you who are going to be pretty upset with what I got to say. I don't give a damn anymore. I've stopped giving a shit years ago, maybe close to decades ago. Sorry, I just don't care to hear the hypocrisy. I don't care to hear men bent over backwards, abused. I just don't care. When it comes to this emotional labor, which is very profound, women will shit on men talking about we need to take consideration of the feelings, but you will never ever hear on anybody's platform a woman saying you need to leave a man with their dignity, leave a man with their respect. It's always been one way. Always. Always. It's always been one way. I don't care what you think. I don't care. I'm sorry. Say what you want. Oh, you're misogynistic. I'll wear that shit like Superman wears a cape. I'll wear that shit like Hulk Hogan used to wear the WWF Championship as a belt. I don't care. Stop caring. I'm sorry. I can't wait for one day, and I swear to God, one day for black men to actually be selfish. Tell the fucking world the truth. I value me above all. You want to hear some black pill shit? Give me a woo in the chat. Because we're going to get a little black pill. We're going to get dark. We're going to get fucked up. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm the type of guy who, if I don't get my respect, if I don't lead, I leave. I just leave. There's no amount of negotiation. There's no amount of compromise. If that person does not respect you, why do it? Just fucking why? I'm sorry. Why? I've seen too many brothers go out on a limb to be miserable. To be miserable. Is what you're receiving, is it worth it? And the answer's pretty much gonna be no. The answer is no. Does a disrespectful shit. The answer is no. A lot of you are so down in the damn dumps when it comes to respect. You don't even know up from down and down from up. I want you to think about this. Why is it that you got to pay a bigger price? You got to pay a bigger price than everybody else just to even keep your house quiet. You're the one paying bills. You gotta come in your own damn house with eggshells. Who the fuck does that? True freedom is truly not giving a fuck what anybody else says or does or treats you. As much as I love my son, I'd be damned if I let my child be used as a weapon to torment me. I'll see you at 18, kid. As much as it will hurt me, I'll see you at 18. All that stress will, all it's going to do is leave you to an early grave. A lot of guys, and I'm going to tell you this. Since BGS holds back on a black pill, I guess it's my job to go totally in on it. A lot of guys need to look forward. Oh, I'm going to take you downtown to child support. Who gives a fuck? Go ahead. Here's the money. I don't want to see you. Because the only reason she's doing it because she wants your fucking attention. What happens if you stop caring? We talk about Pookies and Ray Rays, but is a dude actually deadbeat if he refused to even bow down to a bitch's demands, including child support? I'm gonna take you to child support, bitch. I won't work. I'll work under the table. What? When you really get pushed to, I'm gonna give you a good example, right? I'm very candid about my life. I never grew up being the tough guy. I had to learn to fight and learn to be aggressive, which, in my opinion, are much more dangerous people because they have to go out their natural disposition to defend themselves. I had to see reality for what it was and not what I wanted it to be. Okay? Let's be honest. I had to see that reality. As much as I want life to be rainbows and sunshines, I had to go see reality for what the fuck it is and not what I want it to be. This is what makes me black pill when it comes to everything. As much as I love being a father, as much as I love being who I am, I will walk the fuck away. I am willing to walk the fuck away. There is nothing nor nobody who will keep me bound. The reason why I do it is because I made a conscious decision to actually do it. And a lot of black men don't have the balls or the testicular fortitude to do such. I'd be damned if I'm in a miserable marriage, relationship, job, career. Fuck all that. I've seen too many people die of stress-related shit trying to please a world that all constantly, with unmitigated gall, tells you to go fuck off. I'm tired of every time these chicks say, well, I can't find a man because I don't like people. Then why the fuck do you date? Exclude yourself from the date. See, the one thing I will say about men, men have the decency, the pure decency to excuse themselves out the dating pool if they don't want to, if they can't find anything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that men are very pragmatic. We see the world not for what we want it to be, but what it is. Because one thing about it is when I had the panel with the 20-year-olds and they're trying, and one of them actually said, you can't simp if you're in a relationship. Nigga, you don't even know what simping is. Get your definitions right. Some of the biggest simps are in relationships. You let your girl run over top of you like a goddamn doormat, throw your phone, disrespect you, cuss you out in front of your friends, always have a piss poor attitude for no fucking reason at all, and she wants you to fix it. I'm sorry. I'm neither a plumber, electrician. I'm not fixing shit. Fix your goddamn self. And see, this is the problem with a lot of men since we going in on Black Pill. I can't fix you. I can't fix your problem. I can't fix your attitude. I'm sorry that your mama was such a trifling bitch that she kept you away from your daddy, little girl. I'm sorry. Go get mental help. Go get mental help. If you're upset about what men, no, as a matter of fact, don't give me the excuse of, oh, those are the only the women you see. Motherfucker, do you adhere to black culture? Do you adhere to American culture, Western culture? Then yes, I could talk about you because you've been ingrained in the system like every fucking body else. So let's stop the bullshit. Well, you sound like you hate women. Okay, since you want to go there, we're going to go there, okay? We're going to go there. If I hate women so much, give me one good reason why should we actually like them other than sex? Why? Nobody can ever answer me that. Give me one reason why, if you divorce us the most, disrespect us the most, alienate us from our children the most, call the cops on us the most, pretty much don't even listen to us. What in God's green earth is the reason why we should like you? You don't respect us. As a matter of fact, how many times do you use or utilize the fact of the matter that you'll withhold sex from your so-called boyfriend or husband just to get back at him? Just to get back at him. Drive him back into court for more extortion money. And I'm gonna tell you this on a very humble way. What's more important, the money or the father in that child's life? Because that's the real judgment and testament of a woman. That's the real, well, we need, then give the kids to him. If you really were on some, I want the best for the kids, and we know statistically single fathers raise better children than single mothers, give the children to him. You don't want to do it because you don't want to give them control. You don't even give a fuck how your children are going to really turn out. What did Al Bundy say on Married with Children? Why do men cheat on women? Women. What else did he say? Women know each other. That's why they hate each other. You never hear of a female that says, I have majority female friends. That's how you know the game is rigged. Sorry. But too many black men constantly become the sucker, constantly complain about, the level of disrespect and contempt they get. And I believe in warning people prior to actually getting into a situation. Know thy battlefield. Think about this, right? Why do black men get in these relationships and stay being miserable? Why? Why? And I'll tell you why. Because they're looking for somebody to fill an empty container. They're looking for somebody to give them love that they couldn't find themselves. It's an abusive reflection within themselves. The people you are with in a relationship are a stark representation of what you think you deserve. Somebody need to put that in the chat. The people who you in a relationship with are a stark confirmation of what you think you deserve. You put it out there for the world, what you think you deserve. It's no different than if I told a woman, why is it so important I gotta stay in shape? That's so important I gotta maintain myself, because you're telling the world what you think your husband or boyfriend deserves. Your attitude, that's what you think he deserves. If that woman disrespects you in public, that's what she thinks you deserves. That's how she truly feels about you. And here's the fact of the matter: is that majority of black men are too stupid or too stubborn to get it through their fucking thick skulls. VGS just put up a chart about emotional labor. Black men need emotional labor just to survive, not even just for dating, just to survive. We can't be as angry, full of fucking piss and vinegar as a white man could. He's called a maverick. We're called a threat. I know a lot of people are going to be upset. I don't care. I don't give a crazy. Ah, you got ugly ass Leslie Jones trying to shame black men. Oh, it's probably because you don't want to fuck. No, it's just because we don't want to fuck you. A black man has no rights. A black man has no liberties. I want you to think about this. The Padawan put up a post when this chick was like, hey, a lot of you guys can't handle a big girl. And he just told the girl, when she came at him, I'm not into big girls. And you know what she did? She reported him. She reported him. You're not allowed to have a standard. You're not allowed to say what you desire. You're supposed to be on the beck and call. That's what it is. You go to many of these dating websites. How many of these chicks tell you, I got what? 4 kids, a grandchild, and I'm trying to live my best life. They don't care about the fact that they're at a deficit with 4 kids. I don't care what nobody says. If you have 4 children, that is not the number one attractive thing to a man. So you're going to have to be incredibly feminine. And on top of that, this is what goes through the male's mind. She got 4 kids. How many men does she have them by? Was she married? Does she have any record of being with a man long term? Why did she break up with that man or men? Nope. Well, it's the best thing to do with we gotta be a man. We gotta take care of responsibilities. We're the only race of fucking men that are proud to be stepdads. We're the only race of men that love raising children without the fun of creating them. Anybody get what I'm saying? We don't even value ourselves. We don't have demands. We never think about this, right? I'm guilty of this too. At least I was. What are your demands during this negotiation? Oh, oh, oh. We don't even know how to negotiate. We just don't. We think that we have to be the second coming of Jesus Christ and die on that cross. That's really how black men actually feel. We think we're not worthy to be respected in our subconscious, and I can prove it. How many dudes would still be with a woman after she slapped you in the face? How many black dudes do you see out there with status whose wives are cheating on them or putting very risque pictures on the internet or having OnlyFans? Oh, we're going to try to work it out. Bullshit. You work it out by your goddamn self. What you eat, I don't shit. What you fuck, I don't nut. Sorry. That is not my cross to carry, nor my burden to bear. Don't give me that. And I know I'm going to get people, but what about the men? Okay. Statistically, who's more likely to file for divorce? Statistically, who's willing to break up their homes? Not because a man cheats, not because a man is abusive, just because they're not happy. Who's the most likely person to do it? I'll wait. So, if so many of you find your so-called soulmate, which I'm really I really laugh at people when you're 40 plus still trying to find your soulmate. Fuck all that shit. You should be. You, and I'm the one who like comic books, okay? I'm the one who like anime and fantasy, okay? But you motherfuckers, y'all will live this fucking this this Aesop Fables lifestyle bullshit. You're right, Tia Mark. And then you hear the ridiculousness of her statements when she realized how hard the dating life is, but you left your man. You graduated from your marriage. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for black men who take disrespect. And then the worst part, you don't even check it. You don't even check the behavior. It is incredibly hard in my 41 years of life to see black men who don't even have the respect to walk away from a bad disaster or a bad deal. I want you to realize this. If you will go to your job or your career right now and they offer no pay, no benefits, no time off, would you stay? Would you stay? I want you to realize, would you stay? I want you to answer that. So why do you stay in relationships with people that there's no payoff? If I'm going to be with an insufferable, obnoxious woman, she's going to have to pay. And or compensate me. And we're not talking about sex because you're giving away your poontang away for free anyway. Sex is not a reward. Okay? Sex is not currency. Because last time I checked, the price of vagina on the Dow Jones to slip over 125%. Let's just get that out there. Stop thinking that sleeping with her is rewarding. It's not. Some of you look like goddamn Scooby Doo looking for a Scooby snack. What labor of love does she produce for you? If you have a business, is she your number one promoter? Can she network? Can she maintain a house while you're going out there making some money? Does she speak well of you? Is she financially savvy and respectful? If you're getting nothing except migraine headaches out your relationship, why are you there? But I'm going to tell you what's really funny, and I gotta talk to the black men for a minute. Women, step to the side for a second. Cover your ears. Cover your ears. Black men, are you programmed to take disrespect? Are you culturally programmed to take disrespect? Are you culturally programmed to be afraid to be alone? Because the progression of masculinity is that 85% of the time, men do their best work alone. We do not produce a culture of women that you can grow and build with. It's not in their programming. No woman truly wants to build with you in the modern day. Get it through your thick skull. No woman wants to build. You have, anytime a woman says, I want to build with you, take that for a grain of salt. What they really said that you should be a finished product by the time you get to me. Y'all said y'all like this black pill shit, so hey, we're gonna do it. They want you to be a finished product because I can really break this thing down like a Lego set. Don't forget to come in here, like the live stream, donate to the Cash App or the PayPal because you know YouTube. But remember, we're supported by viewers like you. Shout out to public television. I'm gonna break this down for you, right? If modern women were interested about growing with a man, when she's at the prime of her life, the apex of her beauty, the zenith of all her powers, is she looking to settle down? Is she looking when she's at college to get the best possible and most educated option she can get? No. She's only looking for that option is when nobody else wants her or when those wells dry up. So don't give me all that. What did you get when you were at the height of your beauty and power? Who were you messing with then? See, men have to earn who they are. I'm okay with being a human doing. Women have value out the womb. As a matter of fact, you already have eggs as soon as you're born. We don't start producing sperm till like what, 12, 13? So your value scale is going to be pretty high, at least for the next 25 years. But oh, Mother Nature throws you a curveball and say, hey, you think you the hottest shit on the block, do you? And that 25-year-old dude turns 27, 28, 30, and he starts surpassing you. When your value starts to shoot down, when your value drops like the bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, that's when you're interested in getting a good father. But boom, what did you do? You wasted your good years. You want somebody to take the responsibility of raising your brats. And God knows I'm gonna say the word your brats because either you undermine raising them property or you overcompensate raising them. And then you want somebody to fill in the block. You don't give a damn. And here's the crazy part. 9 times out of 10, you get with that chick. She doesn't even want to give you a legacy of your own, but she damn sure wants you to help with raise another man's. Why are we taking these deals again? Why are we taking these deals? Somebody really, I dare somebody to give me why take a deal like this. If you would go to a car lot and want a brand new car, but it has 200,000 miles on it, are you going to buy full price? When are black men going to be business-like? This is the reason why I could speak on this in a very large capacity because the totality of the situation is cultural and we are all subjected to it. I want you to think about this. We are subjected to the culture in which the environment produces. The biggest factor of anything within a species is the environment is number one. Is the environment conducive to family building structure? The answer is an astounding no. I'm going to say this for some of my younger viewers and people listening on the playback. Stop thinking life stops at 20. Stop thinking that life stops at 25. Stop trying to get a kid early thinking that's going to make you a man. A man is a man on what he deems and demands his manhood is going to be. Are you around older men to confirm your masculinity? Stop the female validation. I think it's weird that 20-year-old men think that, oh, I should have a baby to make me more of a man. No, it makes you more of a child. Because you can't even comprehend what the fuck's going to happen in your life 20 years from now. Because you still have the same mentality. If you're living in your mom's house and you're producing babies, something is terribly wrong with that idea. And I could tell with that mentality, your father hasn't yoked your ass up about that. Now, Chad, you think yourself perfect. I don't chase perfection. I chase greatness. So get out of there with that. Get out of there with that. The reason why a lot of you young men are not raised with your fathers is because it's a control mechanism. Because mama knows she can't really get a man, so she's relying on you to have what BGS call it, that Winter Soldier switch to take care of her. She's relying on that. And I'm not saying don't take care of your mom, but I want to give you an example. How many black athletes, when they get drafted, say, I'm going to buy a nice house and a car for my mom? You don't hear that from the white athletes because why? Their fathers bought their mother a house. Well, my man Ronnie Law say, because every generation. Mm-mm-mm. You, you have to understand. It's like B just said several minutes ago. A black man's happiness should be the most prominent thing about it. If happiness is your religious belief, then you need to go for it. If happiness needs to be something that's self fulfilling, there's a reason why whatever God you serve gave you free will. Not to give it to somebody else, not to get it abused, not to be a slave to someone else's beck and call, to be a thought provoking, well loved creature. What's the point of having free will if you put yourself through bondage? A real man would do, if anybody tells you what a real man would do and they're not doing it themselves, get away from them. They're destructive. Have you ever noticed in our community, everybody can tell you what a real man can do, but not one damn soul can tell you what a real woman would do? It's funny. It's hilarious. I had an old classmate who was on Instagram Live with her homegirl sister. I don't know who she was. They asked the question, why do y'all niggas date just about anybody? Because if black men had standards, you wouldn't like them, and number two, you wouldn't be able to obtain them. If black men said we want fit black women, how many black women can meet that objective? That's why I coined the phrase that black men are the garbage men of the dating world. We'll take anything. With that, and that's funny because it's very profound if you really think about it. We will go out of our way and take any form of disrespect not to be lonely. I was there once. I'm gonna tell you the same thing my father told me when I was little about a boy picking on me. Oh, you're gonna get tired of taking ass whoopings, and you're gonna be giving some out. I don't think black men get tired of it. I think black men love being abused. You've been taught to be in the trenches for so long that when you actually get a cooperative, submissive, loving, caring woman who does not abuse you, you become phobic towards that behavior because you have a mental condition towards abuse. I really want you to think about this. I want you to go through every relationship you've been through, especially black men, and if I had black women listeners too, I want you to go through it and tell me what type of abuse did you take? My assessment of this is that you are predetermined to take abuse, black man. You you don't even know how it feels to be respected on a large scale. You don't even know how to feel to be respected on a personal scale. And you're right, Stockholm syndrome. I want you to think about this. You normalize disrespect as in love. I've told you before, either I lead or I leave. It's not worth the fight. I'm sorry. Well, my man Teddy P say, I think I better let it go. Taking the bumps and the bruises and all the pains of a two-time loser. I try to go on, but my faith is gone. How many times have you tried to make excrement an edible product? Why do you do this to yourself? I think it's not just about reversing backwards. It's that somebody need to put this in the chat. For prosperity reasons, black women have a fear of failure. Black men have a fear of success. Have you ever noticed when we meet women and other people, we tend to tamp ourselves down. We're not that braggadocious. We're not that prolific. But yet our women tend to, boast about their education like men are attracted to that shit. If anything, it kind of backs us off a little bit, not because you're educated, it's because it really doesn't. It really doesn't matter to a man about your education. Because when you get education, you do it for a selfish reason. When we get an education, we become the benefactors of everybody. Y'all like this? Give me a woo and somebody donate to the Cash App, man. If you like this black pill stuff, man. It's that. But I'm gonna go in a little bit more about this fear of failure versus fear of success. Only black men will have a fear of doing great and powerful things because we're not going to be relatable to the common man. Instead of being somebody like our friend Dr. Dunbar, aka Tigra, in the chat, who holds a PhD in pharmacology and who should be the poster child of success in our community, we praise the guy who's sitting down, drinking, smoking weed all day, getting bitches. There's a reason why the women flock to him, and it's not because he's this attractive guy, it's because he's controllable. What did I tell you? The three things the black community don't give a damn about? Number one, black boys. Number two, education. And the third, being the hero of your own narrative. It is forbidden in the black community for you to be the hero of your own narrative. There, I said it. I said it. As soon as you start walking your path, going your direction, going your way, you become excommunicado. You're like John Wick. Everybody's gunning for you. You're public enemy number one as soon as you start having dreams, hopes that do not align with the status quo. You might be a black man in Canada, but guess what? Is Canada under the influence of Western culture? So you're going through the same shit too. Oh, and Canada's super liberal. Good God Almighty! Y'all don't even have y'all gun laws are stupid, man. Think about it. Your women get to brag about their accomplishments, but you can't. You got to stay humble. You're so arrogant. What are the girls calling you now? Sassy? Shout out to the $30 holla for my man. I'ma just say KM for the $30 holla. Talk to him, Prince Adam. Salute for the $30 holla.
By the power of Grayskull.
heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
And that was for my man. I'm not going to say the name. I'm just going to say TK. Thanks for the $5 holler. And also for Andre. Let him know, Slick Rick, what's going on.
Woo!
Thank you all for supporting the show. I'm back to what I was saying. The fear of success in a black man's heart is crippling. It's our version of green kryptonite. We have been bred and taught not to be pressured to being successful. We just want to do enough work to pay some bills, and that's all. We don't have dreams. We don't have aspirations. Think about how the culture works. They will teach their daughters that they need an education, but they will tell their sons all they need is a job. And then when those women hit 30, 35, I can't find a man on my level. You know why? Because you competed against the men and you pushed them out the way because you knew you were more favored to get those positions in education over your men. You don't see black women protesting in the streets for their sons to be educated. The only time they'll protest is when their son is shot by another black man or by the police so they could get some money out of his ass because he wasn't worth a damn thing while he was living. And you raised him to be that way. That's exactly why women are dream killers. You know why women are called dream killers? Is because our women know that the more likely and the more successful that man becomes, the less likely he'll pick her. Somebody put that in the chat. The more successful a black man becomes, the more options he has, the more status he has, and the less likely she will be picked. A lot of y'all need to go and read the lyrics of Every Generation by Ronnie Laws. Have you ever looked in the face of an age or lend your ears to what an old man has to say? Because every generation of us lie reflects a movie scene, often more than twice. A child is born to live within the master plan. Boy grows up, leave his home to be a man. Vintage years of wine for the wife, every generation of life of ours. What is the second verse? Rise and plant your seed in the early spring. Summer's gone away, winter's back again. That's deep if you really think about it. Time will make us change. Nothing stays the same. A fool gets stung, hides his heart, and plays the game. Damn, that's some black pill shit. That is actually pretty. A fool gets stung, hides his heart, and plays the game. And it gets just to get stung again. Just to get stung again. When this is the reason why the 20s are so important for young black men. You should be built. I'm going to say something that's very black pill. Some people who have never heard me say this are going to get offended. You're right, Dr. Dunbar. Insecurities. Those are your worldly years. Those are when you go travel the world, see how the world really is, and not what you were indoctrinated to see it. Not what you were told, but what you experience. This is the reason why I hate it when women say, you can't talk about all women. Yes, you can. Are all women subjected to Western culture in this country, which is a subsection of Western culture is American culture, which is an even greater subsection Black American culture? Then I can talk about you because I don't see you getting out of it. I want you to realize this. What if you get to 40 and realize you fucked up? You better make quicker changes if you still want to become something. It gets harder. It's extremely hard to start a career or any type of thought process. I want you to realize this. For you guys that are 20, 25, stop putting 40-year-old men expectations and problems on a brain that's still developing. I'm going to say this. Anytime a chick tells you, you can't talk about all women, she's really getting offended because she knows you're talking about her. That's the first steps of her exposing herself. The saddest part about this is that when a man has a fear of success, the limit's the sky. If he has a drive to being successful, you can't control that man. Sorry. Sorry. It's just not going to work for you. There's no way you're going to control a man who has a drive, a man who has a mission. And I'm going to be even more black pill. No woman respects a man who has idle time just for her. A woman will always chase a man who's busy. You know why? Because instinctively, she's got to respect that man's time, or she's not going to get any of it, especially when she's interested in such man. If you're not working towards your goals, then what are you working towards? What are you doing? Pick yourself up. What did Red Fox say? The best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass. Yeah, you know, I've made mistakes. Be blessed that a guy like me is actually schooling you and telling you. I've never made myself a perfect creature on this platform. I've told you about a lot of my mistakes. I had to learn to laugh at myself, which is one trait black men really need to learn how to do, is to have humor. And not just with, you know, with your mama jokes and stuff like that. Have humor within the situation. Do we truly learn, or do we become victims of our own stupidity and ignorance? Well, ignorance if you didn't know the first time, stupidity if you keep making the same actions afterward. I tell this, look, I have nothing. I think there's nothing on God's green earth more beautiful than a black woman who takes care of herself in good shape, who smiles, who have a nice disposition, friendly, fun loving. Nothing's more beautiful. But when we talk about the truth, that's when people start to get offended. I can't be around people who are afraid to have truthful conversations. I just can't. That's a destructive mindset. Oh, you so judgy. It's funny how we all are supposed to be sinners according to every holy book you've ever read, but we're afraid to talk about the sin. Make that make sense. We're ashamed to talk about the sin, even though we know, even though we have the eternal knowledge that we're all sinners. Make that make sense, folks. So why are these conversations in the black community so difficult and controversial? When we could go to Dr. Clark, Monahan, W.B. Du Bois, and others who's written countless books and papers on the conditions and relationships of the black community, but it's still controversial. Has anybody figured that out? And how hilarious that really is? I'm going to tell you, what's the risk? What are you willing to risk? If you get into a relationship today or tomorrow, what are the pros and cons? What are the benefits? Most black boys and males, if you ask them what they want from a woman, majority of them will be confused. You mean I actually can have a demand? I actually have a want, a need? But you ask the average black girl or black woman what she wants from a man, her list is going to look like the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights. Going to look like the damn Constitution or something. That's a real paradox for you right there. I think some people are really afraid of their comfort zones. They're really afraid to leave them. And I think it's shameful that we program young men to really think like girls and to not be bold, not to go out and search for life. Think about it. Be worldly. Learn the world. Go look at other cultures. Live in a Muslim country for a few weeks. Go to an Orthodox Christian country for a few weeks. Go outside of your damn culture. And that's the reason why the passport bros are get such vitriol from the black community. Because you're leaving the community and you're seeing how the rest of the world's men get treated. Wait a minute. They respect men? I don't have to have six figures. She's happy if we go to a coffee date. She's happy if we could just sit and talk, eating hot dogs and snow cones. Well, They would they would get on their hands and knees and worship me if I took them to the Cheesecake Factory. Wait a minute. This my programming. The motherboard's about to melt. She actually caters to me. She's actually submissive. See what I mean? You're phobic to go outside of your environment. Think about it, right? The black community's been the frozen tundra for centuries, but everybody's convincing you not to come into the tropics. Make that make sense. Be on your own program. Establish yourself before you get into any real relationships. Stop looking for this fairy tale Disney story love. It's not going to probably happen anytime soon. Especially for you 20-year-olds. It's not going to happen. I want you to realize that. Stop putting your faith into fairy tales and be the hero of your own story. Stop listening to Disney. Be the author and illustrator of your own story. But because you've been taught to have a fear of success, you were so phobic to step out there. I'll even say step out on faith. Go get it. Why are you so afraid? Well, my friends and my family and the women won't like me. So what? If anybody's not happy for your success, they were never your friends or your family to begin with. So what? Go out there. Be bold. Find your happiness. Whether if it was black men, black women, white women, being single, who cares? Be happy. Be gracious. Every day you get up, you breathe, and you wake up and you breathe your air of life, that's another chance for greatness. Stop being ashamed. Stop carrying the burdens of shame and start carrying the belts of championship glory. Get out there. Get out there. Go. Have some adventures. Make some mistakes. You can make some mistakes. Yes, it's true. It's okay to make mistakes, just not catastrophic errors. Stop relying on validation through other people than yourself. Only two things validate you and your God. That's it. That's it. Anything else is a plus. Don't look for women validation. Guess what? Be something else. Be the maverick. Be the guy who can step out. Be the guy who can be bold as a lion. Stop being the lamb. It's okay to have a demand or two. It's okay to have expectations. It's okay to be respected. It's okay to be successful. But make sure when you're doing these endeavors, make sure, was it worth it? That's the one question you have to say. Prior to the action, is it going to be worth it? After the action, was it worth it? If you could live with the consequences or the actions, then go right ahead. But stop allowing people to bog you down. Heroes don't demand to save a person, they just do. And sometimes the number one person in the black community that needs to be rescued is oneself. Let me get out of here, folks. Thanks all for tuning in and listening. Catch me a little nap before I go to work. Woo! Take us out here, Slick Rick. Take us out here.
Woo!